Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Today I'm going to take you to my storage facility where you can see where I keep all my inventory. So I've stated before, I have 2 storage units. I'll show you. The facility I stay at is climate controlled. It has a bathroom, quite a bit of security. And from what I've seen, it's the largest facility in Indiana as far as dimensions in units. Technically, the size of the 2 combined, I honestly should be in a small warehouse at this point, but I don't know how your costs are in your states, but here, I mean, for a very small warehouse, we're looking at least $1,300 a month, which, I mean, I'm sure everyone would agree is a pretty high overhead cost. My 2 units together are a little bit under $400. Now, I've been with them for a while, but they charge, or I should say increase 10% every single 6 months. So the likelihood of locking in a rate is just not an option. So that's one thing to consider if you do decide at some point you want to get a storage facility. A lot of units will continually raise your rent, I guess you want to call it, every so often. So where I stay at is called Storage of America. There's outside units, there's an office. Like I said, there's security cameras everywhere. And you do have to have a code to get into the gate as well as inside where the units are that I'm at. Most of the units inside are the larger ones, and also the ones that are inside are usually the business units for the most part. And then I keep all of my jewelry that I get in there, and it's labeled for each bin. And then over here, I have all the jewelry that I get from liquidation. So that's pretty much. Sorry guys, the sun is like super bright. It is 54 degrees here in Indianapolis. It's kind of cold, and it's definitely the start of fall. You can definitely feel it in the air. So these outside units, I mean, I had a unit before. I don't know where you guys keep your inventory or not, but I had an outside unit before at another facility, and in the dead of winter here, it got so cold and frigid that the locks froze and literally broke off. So yeah, I'm not doing that again. So the lighting in here is motion censored. So yes, it seems dark right now. And even my unit itself is kind of dark, even though there are lights. So we'll try to see our best through the inventory. Okay, so apparently they're working on the ceiling again, so I may have to stop filming at some point and just show you some pictures. But we have carts here. Usually what I do is just load up my inventory. And this usually starts with the things that I've already listed. And then I go ahead and put those items in the areas of my storage facility. And then from there, I go ahead and grab the sales. Okay, so as I mentioned, this facility is lit by motion sensors. So it comes across as kind of dark. It's a little bit better. Right now we're going to go to the first unit. This unit has the majority of my inventory. Most of all my Goodwill clothes, so my pre-owned, although as we know there are also brand new things that you can pick up at the Goodwills as well, but most of the things in here are all pre-owned. I also keep my inventory that I have not listed, or as we call in reselling, death pile. I'll explain that as well. Okay guys, so this is my first unit. I know it seems a bit overwhelming at first, maybe even a little messy, but I am the only one that runs this show, so I do not have a whole lot of extra time to make things look pretty sometimes. But strangely or not, I do actually have a organization to the madness in here. So as you can see on the left hand side, I have a lot of home good things, you know, decorations, curtains, all kind of things like that. I'll have maybe some makeup and skincare items, and then collectibles, and then we kind of go into, you know, socks and hosiery, and then here's some of the bulk inventory, and you'll see it in the second unit as well, all down on this side. I don't know if you guys shop at bulk.com or not. I no longer do, just because the prices have gotten outrageous. However, at one time you could get a pretty big box, kind of similar to what you see right here, or even bigger, of brand new inventory. It was decent as far as price is concerned, and then every so many days they would drop the prices of those boxes, and I've got a lot of great deals over the years. And like for this box, for an example, is nothing but men's knit hoodies of Michael Kors, all different colors, all brand new with tags. Nothing is wrong with them, all different sizes. So, you know, at one time, and you'll see all the fancy gowns and stuff I have in the second unit, it was a great deal. Things could get shipped to me, and when I was going to the Goodwill, I couldn't find anything worthwhile, it seemed, I could go to bulk and purchase inventory and, you know, resell it, and at least had some, you know, good traffic as far as people that only wanted brand new inventory and not pre-owned. So at one point it was good. Now a lot of these liquidation companies have skyrocketed their prices. It's just really no longer you know, a viable option for me. Maybe it is for some, but when you can go to the Goodwill and find all the brand new inventory that I've been finding for the last year, in my opinion, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I'll kind of give you a little bit of a small tour. So on down, everything's organized in the colors of the brand new things. And then when I get here, I start to get into the pre-owned items. So like all of my skirts are on this one. So if I have a skirt that's plaid or striped or floral, I know it seems kind of elementary school the way I did this, but it works for me. You kind of have to do what works. And then as you get around here, you start to get into the dresses. And once again, the boxes are all labeled, so I know what's in there. I don't lose too much stuff, but every once in a while, I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to put something in my inventory and I simply can't find it. So it happens, but not too often. And further down is pants and shorts, underwear, gowns, kids' clothes, swimwear, men's stuff, pageant dresses, vintage kid dresses, and things like that. And then in this middle here, which I'm sure you think is all inventory listed. Yeah, so about that. This is technically my death pile. This center rack right here. I know you guys are judging right now. Look, I understand the whole concept of death pile, but when the C word hit and everybody could not get inventory from Goodwills. The stores were closed down. Liquidation decided at that point to start, you know, raising their prices sky high. I was really blessed to have such a large amount of inventory to pick and choose from. Plus, I didn't want at that time to get sick, no more than I do now, but definitely at that time before a vaccine was out. So I didn't even want to go to the Goodwill, even if I could. So for me, this works. I do not look at this as money that I'm not making. I look at this as a security blanket. So here in Indiana in the winter, it gets pretty frigid, it gets pretty cold. Sometimes we have snowstorms. I mean, sometimes we're kind of stuck at our homes a little bit. So for me to be able to drive 10 minutes from my house and be able to pick out and choose what I want to list for the day versus having to go through the whole process of going to the Goodwill, hoping and praying something's good and driving and everything else. I like to be able to literally what I call shop at my own storage facility. So another thing is I list between 10 to 15 items per day. So when you add that up in a week's time, you know, you're putting out quite a bit of inventory on multiple platforms. So what you see now, a big portion of this will be gone by the end of this week or next week. And then it's fun time. I can go back to the Goodwill and buy some more stuff. But if I choose not to go for even a month, I have enough inventory. So this system works for me. I understand, like I said, the whole concept of, you know, if you don't list the things that are in your death pile, that's just money that you're not making. But I look at it a little bit differently, and this kind of works for me. And I'm able to literally come and get what I need every day, even when I want to list, versus having to stop and go shop, which, you know, time is money. And being able to spend more time at home listing and cross-listing and creating sales and doing everything I need to do to push volume of sales is a better system for me. So I'll go ahead and grab some of the stuff for the sales and then put the new stuff in inventory. Okay, now we're heading to the second unit, which is right around the corner from where my first one is. This is the smaller of the two. Okay, once again, sorry about the background noise. Apparently they're working on the roof. This one is a little bit more organized, I guess you could call it. This unit has all my vintage dresses and sweaters, my purses, my scarves, my men's brand new bulk inventory, my shoes, I think I said my purses. Excuse all my sweaters, guys. It's just a hot mess, but I keep them in these big bulk boxes just because they're so bulky, and it doesn't really make much sense to put them in little clear things because it would take up so much space on these shelves. So I just keep them in these big boxes. I'm gonna grab this because this is actually one of the sales. It's a 100% Angora hooded cardigan, which is kind of cool. So I keep all my blazers, all my brand new kid shoes, house slippers, and then towards the back I have jeans, and then I have my coats and things like that. I have space back here for another thing I'm gonna probably put up. I can't really show you because the light's bad, but I have all my brand new ball gowns and beaded things like that in this section over here. And then up at the top, I have a bunch of brand new scarves from bulk inventory, purses, crossbodies, tote bags, wallets, and I think in the center has a lot of like brand new pajamas like Hello Kitty, hats and gloves, brand new bras, sports bras, and things like that that are all brand new. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling for the shipping at this unit, and then we'll head back and get started on the what sold video. Okay guys, we're heading out back to the house to do shipping. I had a random thought and I want to know what your opinion is on this. So as I'm putting in my Poshmark tote bag, which we all use, like the IKEA bags and things like that for shipping, sourcing, I don't know, just carrying our stuff in general. So my question is, why is it that eBay doesn't have any eBay branded supplies? And what I mean by that is, we don't have logos to put on our vehicles, we don't have t-shirts, we don't have tote bags, and I know it may seem cheesy. Some of us may not want none of that, but when you think about Amazon and all of the commercials they have, especially around the holiday time, or just in general, why do we never see eBay commercials? And the reason why I ask this is, when you think about promoted listings and all this stuff to promote your sales, how about eBay help us out and promote their site? Because I think oftentimes people don't even think to come to eBay. Maybe they go on Google search and there's an item there and then it brings them to eBay and they're a guest checkout person, or maybe people love eBay still and it's just something they're used to going to. But would it not be easier to drive more traffic to their site when their sales and revenue is low, just like a lot of other sellers right now? Would it not be easier just to promote the site and get people, maybe excited about buying on eBay? I don't know, maybe it's just a random thought, but it seemed like a couple years ago I saw some eBay commercials and I haven't seen any since. So I don't know if it's just in our area or region of the US or if it's everywhere, but kind of comment and let me know if you've even seen an eBay commercial lately, or if anyone even knows why we don't have commercials. I think as a business, that they would want to promote, especially maybe some of the changes that they're doing to bring customers in that maybe left a while back. And with all the online shopping and all the holiday shopping that's about to start, to me, marketing would be key right now. So I don't know, just a random thought. It's funny how you have little thoughts that come in your mind just by looking at something like a bag at Poshmark and wondering, well, why in the heck we don't have eBay bags? I don't know. All right, well, I'll see you guys when we get home and start on our shipping. Hey guys, we're back in my office. We're gonna take a quick tour of my shipping process and some of the equipment that I use. So first off, here's all my mannequins. I have a smaller mannequin, I have a man mannequin, I have a plus size girl, and then I have a kid, which is very creepy. Next, I have these two cabinets that store all of my excess wallpaper, wrapping paper, some of my poly mailers, the bigger ones, the flat rate, and then I also have my hanging bust, some of my tools and things like my steamer, my iron, some of my cleaning products, when I sell jewelry boxes. Then I have my poly bags, all the different types of stickers I use, my tissue paper. These I create myself with this. Next I have my scale, my packing tape, and then obviously my computer with my two monitors. And then, let's see, what else do I have? Oh, this is just stuff that's going to be listed here shortly.